Hey guys, I'm Chris Funk with Jackson Kayak. Today I'm going to talk to you about the brand new Coosa X. The Coosa X is next in our evolution of the perfect river fishing kayak. Years ago we started with the Coosa, which was a wonderful boat, great on the river. Moved into the Coosa HD, which just elevated even more. To me, now we have the perfect craft. When you're looking for the perfect river fishing vessel, you want something that's going to be maneuverable enough to handle current. It's going to ride up over the current, allow you to cross it. If you're in mild white water, you'll be able to fish through those areas and stop and fish below those areas where the fish like to congregate. You want something that's going to be simple enough to paddle from place to place, because sometimes that water's going to be still between those moving areas. So it has to track decent, but you also want it to be able to shake and bake when it needs to. Specifications are 11 foot 8 inches long, 36 inches wide. She's right at 95 pounds and the capacity is about 400 pounds. Now let's take a look at her from bow to stern. Starting at the bow, we got, just like all Jackson kayaks, we've got the high vis safety flag. Got an ergonomic handle, which is very comfortable on your hand after a long day on the water. It's got track on both sides of the bow, which is going to allow you to mount anchor line management accessories, but it also leads back into this molded in geometry that Jackson's coming out with for a new accessory to allow us to run our anchor line inside of the boat. It's an anchor line tube management system, so it'll keep that line off of your deck and away from your fish hooks. This flat area on the bow is going to allow you the possibility of a bow mounted trolling motor on the boat. On both sides of the bow hatch, we have security bars. And that way, if you didn't have enough room in the bow hatch for whatever reason, you could add more gear here. Say you were going camping, you could strap everything down using these security bars and it would stay safe and secure. There's a flat surface for stacking stuff up. There's also a rubberized strap, the paddle retention strap, which is really good because it keeps your paddle from blowing out on a windy day. The hatch is gigantic. You could put days worth of gear down in it. It's awesome for camera bags, especially if you're running moving water. Now I will say, personal experience through multiple class 2s and class 3s with camera bags in here, the lip on this kept everything totally dry. It's a huge tank well, tons of room, and it was dry. That was a positive. And you can store fishing rods in here as well for travel or whatever you need to. It's very easy to get them in and out. The entire bow of this boat was designed for moving water. From the geometry to the top. This groove around here is going to allow it to shed water quickly, and the sheer volume of it is going to allow you to punch through, up, and over a wave. You're not going to just ride the wave, you're going to dominate it. So moving into the cockpit area of the boat, you see the rear geometry for the anchor line management system. You also see the rod tubes, which you could see when I had the hatch open as well. This will allow you to put conventional rigs up to 7 foot 9 inches long, or on a fly rod, if you go back to the tank well, a 9-footer will fit in there. You have the JK stand and assist strap. And then moving back, you see the brand new foot pegs. And these allow for forward and aft movement. Now, if you're a fly angler, I would change these to a low profile, but there's nothing else to grab a fly line on here. What you see is the foot peg geometry allows it to open up the sides so you can use the rod management system. You'll notice the wide open floor has extra deep corrugated molding. This allows for water to run off very quickly, as well as adding rigidity to the standing surface. It's got a nice padded surface, and these open areas are perfect for placing camera bags, extra tackle bags, anything that you need. And down the center, you'll notice a couple pad eyes, which allow you to secure your transducer cables going back and forth to the transducer scupper. Running down both sides of the cockpit is the Jackson Tri-Track system, which features the Yak Attack top-loading ability, so it's endless possibilities for accessorization. On that side, you'll see the new accessory, the JK paddle clips, which will come with the boat. Moving back to the cockpit on the Coosa X, you'll see that it features the JK EZ high-low seat slider system. This allows you to move it fore and aft on the tracks so that you can trim the attitude of the boat. That way, if you want it to track a little bit better, or if you want to raise your bow, if you get a little bit more buck wild in that whitewater. Also, if you have your hatch loaded with gear, you'll want to trim back. It just allows you to manage the weight of the boat so it paddles better for you. It's also super easy to go from the high and low position. So if I want to have more visibility, or if I want to get down if I'm in heavy moving water or strong winds, it's very simple to change it from high to low. With the seat out, you can see the back half of the rod stager system. Now I know there's 2 holes up front, there's 3 here. If you're careful, it's really easy to put 3 rods on both sides, so you can bungee 6 in on your cockpit as well. This comes on the NAR and the Coosa X. It also comes with a 90-degree bracket that allows you to mount it to the flat track system so you can fully customize where you need it to be in the boat. For me, it's helpful to put it back in the tank well where I can actually run a 9-foot fly rod in there. So I can have a 9-foot fly rod on both sides of my seat. It's a really neat customizable system. Here underneath the seating area, you can see the transducer scupper, which is extra large and was made to accommodate most manufacturers' transducers. It also comes with a cover to protect it. Going fore and aft, you can see the pad eyes, which are going to allow you to secure your transducer wiring depending on which end you want to put your battery in. Coming back from the seating area, you see you have 2 12-inch flat tracks, as well as a tri-track in the middle. This also acts as a thwart for rigidity, but it gives you endless mounting opportunities in this area. You have 2 flush mount rod holders, and then moving into this expansive tank well, you have another pair of 12-inch tracks on both sides with these cutouts, which allows you to run a strap below and going over any load that you have back here if you want to hold it in there. You see the 90-degree adapters that we have. This is how I set this up for the fly rod to come all the way to the back. But it's just really good, allows you to customize it however you want it to go, whether you want it to go to the tri-track or stay on the flat track. In the very back, you've got an 8-inch hatch, and that way you can get in there for wiring accessories, anchoring accessories, anything you need to in this back area. You see the molded in geometry on both sides, as well as this pad eye allows you to run a drag anchor off the back, as well as this area here, which has the inserts for putting in a power pole or a rear mounted motor system. You've got a super comfortable handle for picking up after a long day fishing. Underneath the Coosa X, you'll see the replaceable skid plate, and then up top, you'll see the drain plug. So there you have the Coosa X. For more information on this boat or where to find your closest Jackson dealer, go to jacksonkayak.com.